Hey guys, well it's the last day of deer season here in Ontario, in Area 47. It's about 5 to 7, so we're just going to head out to the garage and start getting dressed. Sunrise I think is 7:53. We're allowed to shoot, I think it's a half an hour before. So by the time we get dressed, hit the stand, we should be there in time. It's right now it is minus 20.9 Celsius, so it is going to be cold, and we're sitting in a tree stand, not a ground blind. So anywho, time to get ready and hit the bush. We'll see you after. Hey guys, well I'm just going through the footage of my last deer hunt for the year. And right around the time that all the deer funnel into the food plot, my battery went dead. I got about 3 hours or so of footage of a couple deer coming and going, and with that and the minus 20, I guess the battery just couldn't hack it anymore. So we missed the kill shot and the buck entering the food plot. So kind of a bummer, but you know, it was cold, and I had it on a little clamp, a gooseneck clamp I guess they call it, and I had it clamped out because I didn't want to be fumbling for it when the deer started to move, plus grab my bow and all that sort of good stuff. So would have been better just keeping it in my pocket or something along those lines. So anywho, let's go out to the garage and I'll show you what I got. Well, here's the buck. He's not too bad. He's got some pretty big mass on him. He's probably a 3.5, maybe a 4.5-year-old. He's got some war wounds on his head. His ears split. He's got a few bumps and bruises on his back end. So he's an older guy. Nice deer. He came in, I first seen him right around 4 o'clock or so. The does, about 8 does and a couple fawns came out into my food plot, and they were eating, and they kept looking towards one direction, which was my trail, and I couldn't see anything, but all of a sudden it moved, and I seen it, but I couldn't tell if it was a buck or a doe right away, and just stood there for the longest time. It started to head back down the trail, so I thought my chances were over, but all of a sudden it did a 180 and it just slowly walked back in, and that took probably half an hour from the time I seen it to the time I actually got a shot off. Nice big deer. We're just gonna get him up on the gambrel and see how much he weighs. He's been gutted, so it's not gonna give me an accurate on the hoof measurement, but there is a bit of a chart that you can look up and it'll give you a rough estimate. He's got a really big body on him, beautiful rack. This is my biggest deer by far, so I might just get it mounted and put it out at the shack. So let's get it up, we'll see what it weighs. 160. Not sure if you can see that. $160 after it's been gutted, so that's not too bad. Like I said, it's got some pretty nice mass. Nice split out of the ear. Really big feet on it. I mean, this one's definitely a good one. But we'll get it all cleaned up because I had to drag it for, I don't know, 50 feet, 100 feet to get it to the side-by-side. So we'll get it all cleaned up in here and gonna let it hang for a few days. I'll probably skin it this weekend, but my kids haven't seen it, and I know my son and daughter will just love seeing it. So we put the arrow in right there, a little bit high. I would have preferred it maybe 2 inches lower. That's where it went in, sorry. But since I was shooting down, it went right into the the heart and got a lung. So it went about 50 to 75 yards from where I shot it, and I heard it crash, but I gave it lots of time. When you have cold weather, there's no point in just going out and shooting it and running after it, because if you didn't make a good shot, you're going to bump it. And with the adrenaline deer can get, it might just run a mile. I've done it, and from now on, when it's cold, anything around 5 degrees Celsius down, I don't worry about it. I give it an hour. I usually sit in my stand for half an hour, get down as quiet as I walked in, check things out. If I got good blood, I give it a half an hour. I go home and just change out of my hunting clothes so that I can get my work clothes dirty and not my nice camo. And then I'll go back out. If it's a mediocre shot, like I thought this one was, because I wasn't seeing much blood, I give it an hour minimum. Anyways, guys, that was a great way to end the 2016 deer season. Came down to the last few minutes. I had 15 minutes, I guess, or so of legal light. The GoPro crapped out, which is too bad. I was hoping to get this, get some footage of it, but in all honesty, I think it probably would have been too dark for the GoPro, because the last little bit of a clip was pretty hard to see what was what. So I would have been nice to be able to see all the deer funnel into the bush, because it was just like a stampede. It looked like I had a herd of cattle move in. So that's it. That was my buck. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'm going to get this guy cleaned up over the weekend. Next week, bring him to the butcher's, make friends with him, and see if I can get some more wolf bait, and see if we can't hit a few more wolves. So if you like hunting videos, check out my coyote shot. We got that on camera. That turned out really nice. And don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate it, guys, and have a good weekend and enjoy the cold.